sun is shining. Spring is coming. It is time to prepare the pool. To catch up on hibernation today, I will go for the first time after. I will now just change the sand in the filter after 3 years now. Replace the filter glass right away and how I handle the matter. I will, of course, definitely document the procedure for you on my channel, as you can see. You see nothing. The pump is still stored in the house. I have carefully made branches from the bypass hoses, which are essential components for the heating system. During the cold winter months, the excess water from rainfall and melting snow gradually flows into my specially designed soakaway system, where it is efficiently managed by a reliable pump. The filter could indeed be suctioned out with the industrial vacuum cleaner if necessary. I will replace this sand today. I hope that it has held up over the winter months. Well dried, it feels good. That will then be an act that everything there, in order to safely get out. First, I start by creating some order. To remove the hoses, drying hoses at the same time, I will focus on The system should also release water again, to make use of the time I have for this. I need for the exchange of the filter material to already be done in parallel. To start filling the pool with water now. It will take several hours, and the time I will spend here, a few. I am already fully capable of utilizing it to let the water flow in. The water is flowing steadily, and the pressure is building up along the line. Now, as we anticipate, the connection is gradually establishing itself, ensuring a seamless and efficient flow. This process is crucial for maintaining the system's integrity and performance. It is absolutely crucial that I ensure the return is properly closed. The primary objective here is to make sure that the water is directed to flow seamlessly through the return system. This process is essential for maintaining the desired water circulation and ensuring everything functions as intended. The solar collector is gradually filled, and in the process, dirt and debris from it flushes out the pipes, but no water should be on the actual. The system will be filled here, then the valve will be placed on top because I want to change the sand from last year, and it has now been a whole winter. Time to dry, and my goal is to make it easy with an industrial vacuum cleaner. Suctioning can only be done when it is dry, so at the moment, no. Water and other essential fluids. Water runs, so the solar collectors are flushed with water and already filled up, and now I can take the next step and try with my industrial vacuum cleaner the sand that has already dried over the winter to suction out, and let's observe how it all works. The vacuum cleaner itself currently only has the coarse filter attached, so there is no paper filter, something else entirely, and let us certainly proceed forward. So surprisingly really good indeed. In between a little break to empty the filter from the industrial vacuum cleaner, and then it continues until the large sand filter here is completely empty. Well, I have to say the method works quite well, but the upper part is striking. I estimate that 20 cm is really nice, well dried, and can be wonderfully vacuumed. But the lower area is still relatively damp, which can also be seen here. I can indeed manage to create such cavities where the sand does not collapse. No problem. I can't get much more out at this point because of the current circumstances and conditions due to the current situation. The sand down there is absolutely much too wet. But in terms of weight, I think down there. Can I just turn the filter upside down now and get the rest out? Knock. At this moment, I find myself at a pivotal point where I am using my very last bucket. This isn't just any ordinary bucket. It represents the culmination of my efforts and the end of a long journey. The significance of this moment cannot be overstated, as it marks a turning point and a new beginning. The vacuum itself can also do wet vacuuming, so that's not a problem. In the next step, I would like to flush the filter. You can see here now, despite efforts to clean, there are still sand residues scattered all over the place, covering surfaces and lingering in every corner. But the sand is just out now. I have opened the cap at the bottom and am flushing. Thoroughly clean the filter container and then carefully wash it as well to ensure that it is completely clean and properly ready for use. Thoroughly clean the filter elements. With plenty of water, I have very thoroughly and completely cleaned the individual filter elements. Make sure that there is no sand left inside that could then end up in the pool, would eventually be backwashed. And now everything is being reassembled as planned. Connected back to the circuit, I now have the filter container, which is currently being utilized in the system for optimal performance and efficiency purposes. After thoroughly and meticulously cleaning, I have also reinserted the filter spider. I have also already brought in the pump and the multi-way valve, but both, not yet finally connected, but rather because I am using the filter, I have moved the container from its original location, and I would like that everything fits again afterwards. I now have the container for the time being positioned so that the connections fit properly and the screw connection is ensured to be problem-free. Go for it. But it all certainly appears to be a good fit. And that indeed means that the multi-way valve is coming now. First I will go back down and I begin by filling in the new filter material. And in this case, I am actually now using filter glass for the very first time. Here is currently a picture of the filter material before. My system is designed for sand-based use for 75 kilograms, which is the filter material is concerned when filling it with sand, with filter sand. And at the use of filter glass is the recommendation that the amount of sand is reduced. 20% should be used. In my case, that would be 60 kilograms. And yes, these bags weigh exactly 20 kilos. That means with 3 bags, I should be just fine. Or perhaps so. Now comes the step where the filter material is introduced so that nothing gets into this filter spinner. I carefully covered the whole thing completely with a small plastic bag as it was running in. Now in a gentle manner, carefully and slowly fill in the filter glass. It looks just nice, but I need to take a little break and see for a while. For a moment. So that I can really, in order to effectively and efficiently mediate and manage this particular spider, and then subsequently the filter is also properly seated, the material such as, and components, is like very small glass shards that are scattered all over the place after a car accident. I don't know. And I really truly don't know. Like with just simply a car window. That was indeed the very first bag, and the other 2 bags will eventually follow in due course. It is very important not to forget to absolutely thoroughly backwash the filter afterwards. Prior to directing the flow of water into the swimming pool, it is crucial to ensure that all necessary precautions and measures are taken. Otherwise, all of this effort could be wasted or lead to unintended consequences. There are numerous small glass shards scattered across the pool floor, and the filter material, which is crucial for maintaining water clarity, is located inside. The next step is the careful installation of the valve onto the filter spider, making sure that the direction is correct and properly aligned and securely fastened. Carefully align the pipes in their designated positions. Once aligned, proceed to screw them into place. Ensure each pipe is securely fastened and properly connected. Verify that all connections are tight and there are no loose ends. In the final step of the assembly process, the tension ring is carefully positioned into place and then securely fastened by screwing it tightly. This ensures that the rim is properly aligned and stable, ready for use. After the valve was carefully screwed in place, all the necessary connections were meticulously installed to ensure everything was securely fastened and functioning properly. I have now completely and securely secured the valve in place. At the moment, I am currently just now in the process of rinsing, because I am now working carefully and thoroughly on the inlet to the solar energy collection system. Start slowly and steadily filling the pool, which means the water fills the pool. As soon as the skimmer is full, the water returns through this pipe, lands at the pump and then only in the filter, and from there it is directed to the excess water is initially not returned to the pool, but is slightly directed through the drain. First of all, as you can see, I have already completely filled the chlor dispenser in advance and thoroughly. To ensure the multi-taps are securely closed, start by placing the lid on top. Make sure it aligns perfectly with the edges to prevent spills. Once aligned, press down gently but firmly to seal it. This step is crucial to keep the contents safe and ready for future use.